Alright, ready?
Uh-huh.
San, ni, ichi.
I don't know what you just said, but anyway. Hello, listeners, and welcome back. Today is episode 20 of Four Weebs. Woohoo!
Yatta!
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I know when we first started, I was like, maybe we'll hit 10 episodes. That'll be great.
And you were like, maybe someone will listen to these episodes. That'd also be cool.
That would be really neat.
I
That'd be
would
super
love
sweet.
if people would comment on our episodes.
Yeah, we've been getting views on Facebook. I see you viewing us. That pops up. We get notifications. We know what you're doing. Yeah. Anyway.
That's okay. People are shy.
Yeah. For new listeners, here on the podcast, we watch good and bad animes. Every week we draw marbles to see who watches what. We have three white marbles and one red marble. Red marble's the poor little loser. They get to drag some other poor little loser to the bottom of the anime pile. And we all watch things, then we come and talk about them. And you listen to us, because that's your job.
Yeah, three white marbles, 4 white people.
Yeah. Fuck, Liam.
I don't know, I just thought of that.
I'm thinking that now, too. It's really appropriate. Oh my god, you guys!
I feel so racist. And
the marble colors are like Japan's flag.
We totally planned all of this in advance.
Except for when we had a blue marble.
Well, you know what?
We're
white and red now,
yeah.
So...
Yeah. We planned it that way.
This is why we're called Four Weebs.
It's a red marble.
This is true.
It's a red marble on a white background. I'm Becca. I'm a really horrible host, and I'm going to pass it off to somebody else who sounds better than me. Leah?
My name's Leah, and I don't sound a whole lot better, but hey.
We're going to pretend. Uh-huh.
Veda?
That.
Oh, my name is Veda.
Veda.
I just want Senpai to notice me.
Oh.
Don't
My
cry.
name's Liam. I tend to embarrass myself. See previous episodes for that. Also, if you want to hear about other anime, see previous episodes.
Most
All of
definitely.
them.
All of them. We talk about anime in every single one of them, don't we?
I know.
Well, we should.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if even, like, our intro one... Yeah, we talk about anime and everything.
Yeah, we talk about what our favorite animes were, even though we all completely blanked. I'm pretty sure we picked, you know...
Oh my god.
The ones that everyone
all
said.
the ones everywhere, all the time.
Naruto.
Yeah.
All the best anime.
I'm pretty sure Naruto's
yeah.
in somebody's top 10 list.
Memes.
I really hope everyone notes the serious sarcasm here.
Yes. Oh,
They'd
God.
be like, all the Naruto fans, you can be like, I love Naruto! And then they'll go listen to the episode 0 and they'll be like, boycotting this podcast.
No! They should appreciate us because we call Naruto on its shit, including the shit that's in the episode. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Like, literal shit.
Yeah, like pooping.
Yeah, there is literal shit.
Yeah, literal pooping in Naruto. And we called it on it. Not good. It's an episode. Anime for babies.
You're thinking of a secret episode that wasn't released, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, now that I think about it. This is why I'm the worst host. Should we jump...
It wasn't released.
Should we
Let's
jump right
jump
into
in,
it, and just so I can stop talking and making us look bad? Alright, so I was the
But
picker.
you're gonna keep talking.
Yeah, I know, that's the worst part, is now I get to talk some more. So I was the picker for this episode, and my theme was, like, Dungeons and Dragons / fantasy related. So, do we want to do the good anime or the bad anime first?
Your call, boss.
I want to talk about the good anime first, because I'm the boss. The good anime we watched is called Konosuba, or God's Blessing on This Great World. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. And it is about a neat kind of... Oh, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. Very close. So the series follows a boy who is sent to a fantasy world after his death, and he forms a dysfunctional party, like, battling party, with a goddess, a magician, and a crusader to fight against monsters. It's a pretty short series. It runs 12 episodes, and it was only released, like, this past fall season, so it's a very new anime. I think it was myself and Leah that watched it? I can't remember anymore. Oh my god. Alright, what were
You're right.
What were your first thoughts, Leah? Please.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was, sorry, I feel like I watched this, like, almost, like, right after we, like, decided what we were watching.
Yeah.
It was funny, I liked the animation, and it was, like, even though it's kind of like, I've seen a lot of, like, video game anime, or, like, being taken from the human world to a new world anime, and it still didn't bore me, like, it was still different enough that I liked it.
Yeah.
So.
Good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
For my initial thoughts, I also liked it. It reminded me a lot of when I first started playing Dungeons and Dragons, which was like 2 years ago now.
Nerd.
Nerd. And just
funny because I got you into it.
Yeah, Liam's the bringer of doom.
I'm part of the problem.
You're the entire problem, Liam. And it just like reminded me of the first time, like playing a character for the first time and not knowing what's going on, and just like nothing makes sense, and then depending on the people that you're playing with, they also don't know what's going on, so nothing makes sense. It reminded me of that a lot, and I got a little bit nostalgic, and I really like that aspect of it. Yeah, so many feels.
One thing I liked
death and killing
in the anime was you get a lot of anime where it is like interdimensional, or you go into a gaming world, that sort of thing, where like it's almost as if the character's never seen that storyline before, whereas, like, in this one, the guy acknowledges, like, I'm supposed to be the hero in this quest, why isn't this happening to me? This should be when I, like, you know...
This is when I blossom into the warrior that I'm supposed to be, and why
is exactly, and then it, like, doesn't happen, and he acknowledges that it doesn't happen, and it happens to the character you don't expect, and... I don't know, I just thought it was kind of more, like, original that way.
Well, even, like, the very first episode, when he first... I really, going back to the first episode, I really like the part where he dies, and then the goddess Aqua just, like, can't stop laughing at him for, like, how stupidly he died. Essentially, he thought he was saving a girl from being run over by a truck, but in reality, the truck was a tractor, and the tractor was slowing down not to kill her, and he died of shock by being so surprised about So
the situation, he like peed himself.
Yeah, he pissed himself, and they and in the story, even Aqua's like, your family just got to the hospital. They are dying of laughter at how like sadly you laughed, and part of me felt how sadly you died. Sorry, and I thought that was really kind of funny, but at the same time, I was like, oh boy, like nobody really thinks much of this guy at all.
No, it was pretty funny, though. Yeah. But,
and then when they kind of are first introduced to the world, they basically spend, like, their first however many days just, like, helping build a wall, and it's kind of the same thing over and over again. Which I thought was
so, like, what happens is, so, like, Veda and Liam, this isn't, like, a huge spoiler warning. What it is, so he dies, and then he gets brought to this goddess named Aqua, who is basically, like, you can either, basically, was it the underworld or be reincarnated?
No, it's you can be reincarnated, or you can go to heaven, or they kind of sell it like a special deal where you get to go be reincarnated in this new world, but you get to keep all of your previous memories, and you get given a special gift, specifically because that other world is being
everyone keeps dying.
Yeah, by this, and they keep being killed by this demon king. And everybody that dies from that world keeps selecting to go to heaven because they don't want to be reincarnated in such a shitty world. And that's why it's a special option.
And the thing is, the gift you get is you get to choose one thing to bring to this new world to help you out. And what the goddess doesn't expect is that the main character, what he chooses to bring with him is the goddess.
Yeah.
So like shit.
Yeah, exactly. It. She throws a bit of a fit because she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's them trying to like join a guild and like get quests and like level up.
Yeah.
But then like it's kind of, and again, it's something I like that was more accurate to what would actually happen. Like, they were expecting to show up and be like these heroes and get a quest and everything would be golden. Mm-hmm. But then really, they joined a guild and they just ended up doing like laborers' work, basically, in order to just afford a place to stay and eat.
Well, and like when they're first introduced to the world, they go to the guild, they're told they need these adventurer cards so they can start taking on quests.
Like an adventuring license?
Yeah, so essentially what happens is these cards come out, and they state all your stats, and then the person that gives you the card tells you kind of what you're suited for. And So the main character, I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head.
I know, I'm gonna look it up.
His
name.
I feel like the main character says, not that I'm going to use the Japanese names anyway, because I'll butcher them, but he gets back a card that shows that he's very average, except his intelligence is quite high. So they suggest...
And his luck.
And his luck, yeah. So they suggest he should just become, like, a normal, like, a person that could run a restaurant, or something very average and boring, and he's really kind of off-put by that. And then when they do the Goddess's Adventurer card, she has super high, blown-out stats, except her intelligence is very low, and she has 0 luck. So
Wow.
she basically gets to become, like, one of the very top-tier adventuring
Like an
type people.
archpriestess.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, and she's all proud of herself and, like, rubbing it in his face and all that stuff, and it's quite funny.
His name is Kazuma.
Kazuma.
Like,
yes.
it's like in Origami.
Yeah.
And yeah, and of course Kazuma is like, what the hell, I'm supposed to be the main character, main adventurer, that should be me,
Yeah.
not the goddess, but...
Well, he's so salty about it, too.
Yeah.
Like,
It is funny.
Not happy at all.
Oh my god, can we talk about the part where he learns the steel?
Yeah, that was
Attributes?
actually something I want to talk... That's in the 3rd episode. We want to talk... So there's that part, which is great. That's in the 3rd episode. Do you want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, we can talk about the second one if you have stuff to
Alright.
say. I didn't have a whole lot
I was
on
gonna
that
say,
one.
I guess just really quickly, the 2nd episode kind of introduces a character called Megumi.
Megumi, yeah.
Megumi, and she's kind of like the caster type that can do like a single spell and then she needs to rest for the rest of the day. I found her
Giant explosion.
Yeah, I found her really funny just because she shows up and she's wearing like an eye patch and she's like, "That's where all my power's hidden," and then they realize that she's just wearing it for like special effects
To look cool.
and to look cool, which I find is really
She
funny.
has a working eye under it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah, they kind of call her on her shit.
So yeah, in the world you can learn skills from other people, and Kazuma learns how to steal from a thief. And do you want to tell it, Leah?
Yeah, so he finds this girl who's like willing to teach him like some thief skills. So she's trying to teach him the steal trait. So like she just like, so you can like steal money or whatever off of another person. And it's kind of like a luck of the draw kind of thing. Like, so you use steal, so you just kind of like hold your hand out and like close your fist and say steal, and then it's kind of random what you actually steal off the person.
You say you're gonna steal, then you roll your
Yeah.
dice, then you find out what you've stolen.
And Kazuma stole the girl's underwear. Or
Yeah.
panties,
Oh,
as they...
God.
And that's the only thing
you
he
say.
manages to steal. Every time
'Cause-
he uses the skill, he takes someone's panties, and the girl's
It's panties every time.
Yes,
Oh
it's
my
every
God.
time.
And he's like, it's supposed to be random. I don't know why this keeps happening. And one time he like does it in public, and everyone's just like glaring at him because he steals it from the mage girl who's like 12.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, it's funny because the minute he does it, like everybody piles on him for how perverted he is and how horrible he is, and like
Right.
everybody's very obviously displeased with this whole act, but it keeps happening to the poor guy. And
Of
I
course.
thought that was like a really funny aspect because it was like it was kind of hard to tell if the anime is going to take it in a fan servicey way or not because
It's lightly there, but to me it's more like comedic relief at
Yeah.
this point, which I hope is how it stays.
yeah.
Because I don't mind a little bit of like fan service in animes if it's like
Well-
tastefully placed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
no, and I agree. Like, I feel like fan service is kind of something that you almost expect a
long
little
as-
bit.
As long
Yeah.
as there's only a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one, like, it feels like any of the fan service, it's usually played for laughs rather than,
Mhm.
like, look at these titillating panties that this guy just stole.
No, exactly. And like he actually like acknowledges, like they make it funny, like the first pair he steals, he's like, I hit the jackpot.
Yeah. He's so
Like-
happy. Doesn't he start bleeding from the nose when he first realizes what he has?
I don't remember.
I feel like he does.
Probably.
But yeah, so essentially, like Leah said, the art is so pretty in it. Like,
Mhm.
I really like the way everyone's drawn and how it looks. It's really funny. I really like the last character they introduced, Darkness. She's kind of like the fighter type, but rather than be a fighter, she's more like a meat shield. So they
She
realize,
can't hit anything.
yeah, she can't hit anything. But with her introduction, you kind of find out that people who lose to the Demon King are essentially brutally tortured and raped, is what I got from it. But, like,
Oh.
that's what she's looking forward to, is the...
She's a bit of a
that aspect.
masochist.
Yeah, she's a masochist. So, like, the second half of the third episode is where the town gets attacked by these flying cabbages.
Oh my god, that was so funny. So basically, they make it like the village is under attack. Like, they don't show you what's happening, but the sky gets all dark and they ring the bell and it's like, emergency quest, and you think that they're about to be, like, attacked by monsters or something.
And all the adventurers
And instead,
run.
yeah, they all run to the outside of the gates, and instead it's these adorable flying cabbages.
Aw.
And then it's, like, harvest time, and then, like...
And they murder all of them.
They harvest
Yeah.
all the cabbages.
Well, because what they
yeah.
do is the cabbages, like, know that they're going to be eaten, so they try and, like, take out as many people as they can, and then they basically just go and die in the desert, but have the satisfaction that, like, no one ate them.
Yeah, because they're
So-
delicious. They're not just cabbages; they're delicious cabbages, like
Exactly.
the best you could find.
So the cabbages are
Cabbages are
killing
so
people?
delicious.
The
Well,
cabbages, they're trying to
yeah.
kill people.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're adorable, and so basically it's, like, their harvest season.
Yeah,
And it's,
Aw.
one thing I liked about this anime, too, is they actually have, like, little, it'll cut, like, the screen will cut to, like, a quest card page.
yeah. I
So
really like
it'll
that
be
as
like,
well.
you know, this one was, like, quest, like, kill as many cabbages as you can, or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I liked it. It was
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Those cabbages were so cute.
I really liked it too. Like, you could definitely feel that they're playing towards like the gamer audience.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've heard this compared to like League of Legends a lot. And
yeah.
kind of the way that the characters interact in their world. And I really like that the world's set up that way. Like, it kind of almost feels like they're in a video game, where everything's out in the open. It's not like they're just saying they're adventurers and they go off an adventure. Like, they actually have the card.
Yeah,
When
like it's set up like a game.
Yeah, when it's time for them to up their skills, they can actually physically put their skills in different locations on the card, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I liked the most about it, is it literally acknowledged that it was, like, a game, basically.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, obviously, for people who live there, that's, you know,
But
how
Sword
their
Art
world
Online
is,
did
but-
that.
But not very
No,
well
but not
from
in
what
the
I've
same
heard.
way. And no,
No,
not
I'm
very
just
well.
making a bad joke.
Aw.
So is it kind of like self-aware in that sense?
Yeah, it's most definitely self-aware. And even the world that they go to, it seems very... The people there are very self-aware of what's going on and, like, how things work.
Mhm.
It almost feels like maybe there's been an influx of people coming from other worlds to fight in this world, potentially. And that's how they know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if there's a lot else to say about it besides, like,
No?
it was really enjoyable. I definitely want to watch more of it.
Me too.
I haven't had the chance to at this point, but I'm definitely, like, curious to see how it ends. I've heard that they're doing a second season.
Ooh, that's
Um,
encouraging.
Yeah, and it's been well received from everywhere I've read, anyway. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I shall keep watching it as well. And I would suggest, if this is kind of in the genre listeners like, to definitely go watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is one of the ones that, like I said, 2 seasons, get on it.
Yeah.
Better to watch
for
it
sure.
now. So, moving on to the bad episode, or the bad show, Veda and Liam watched a show called Those Who Hunt Elves. I picked this one because I had watched it, oh my god, like 10 years ago now, and I remember it being pretty entertaining and funny. So it's about...
You were wrong.
Liam.
Yeah.
So, Those Who Hunt Elves is about an actor, a martial artist, and a gun-crazy high school student, as well as their tank, are transported from Earth to a world of elves and magic. However, the spell to return them home was botched, resulting in fragments of the spell being magically imprinted onto the elves' skin. The solution for our heroes is to run around looking for elves and stripping them wherever they find them. Liam, tell us how you feel.
I feel like this anime should be called Those Who Sexually Assault Elves.
Oh,
Because that's how I
Apt,
felt
very
watching
apt.
the show.
sexually assaulted?
I really enjoy the images that Google's pulling up for me
Yeah.
as I scroll through.
Yeah.
What are they?
I'll post one to us here. Maybe
Oh,
we'll
dear.
find a way to show it to the listeners.
You can always put things on Facebook.
No, don't waste your time on this anime.
It is quite an old anime from 1996.
It does look very 90s.
Yeah. I'm definitely not surprised by that.
No.
Liam,
What?
tell us your
Well-
initial thoughts, besides you hate.
I hate My initial thoughts were that, like, it was pretty old and a little goofy, so I guess there's, like, some enjoyment to be had out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's almost too goofy. I watched the dub of this.
Yeah, so did I.
The dub was, like, it was pretty comical, I guess. And, the first episode, there's this village being attacked by these pirates, but all the pirates are, like, anthropomorphic fishmen. So there's all these bad fish puns.
There's so many bad puns in this show. Especially because I could only find the English dub.
Everyone
the
knows
animation
how to
is
puns.
the animation's really rough.
Yeah.
Like, really rough.
I want to say, just from what I remember, I think it was definitely, like, very indicative of the 90s and similar to, like, Trigun and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compare it now because we have so much better anime. I don't know how it is comparable to, like, other bad 90s anime, but it's just very 90s.
I
like
stuff
the 90s.
Was, like, kind of funny to watch, at least for the first episode, because, like, oh, look how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then you, like, get to kind of the story element and the script, and it's just, like the reason the spell fails in the first place is because the elf lady gets, like, frustrated and distracted because people are talking about, like, her naked body behind her back.
Yeah.
It's like, It doesn't paint a fair picture for us male folk.
That's unfortunate.
And then after the whole episode of them battling the Sharkmen, then the elf leader of the fishing town is like, "Is there anything I could do to help you?" And then, of course, like the karate master male character or whatever bodybuilder, he's just screams really loudly. He's like, "You should strip for us." It's just like, ugh.
It was really painful to watch.
I seem to remember thinking, because they only go around stripping female elves, right?
Yep.
Because the spell only goes onto the female elf's skin or body parts.
See, I seem to remember thinking that there was always potential that the spell could be on, like, the male elves, but because they're only stripping women, that they're really missing out by being selective in that way. Yeah.
They're stripping all genders. It might be, maybe
a little more redeeming.
In the second, do you want to talk about what happens with the dark elf in the second episode, Veda?
Oh God, okay.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Liam?
Hello?
Wait, Liam?
Liam left us.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about it.
Oh, I thought. Well, you said I want to talk about it, so I said okay.
Dark elves.
I said, do you want to talk about the dark elf, Veda?
No, I thought you said I want to talk about it. I don't know.
Don't
Liam,
tell me
talk about it.
Someone talk about it.
You just start.
What's gonna happen?
So typically in most fantasy worlds, dark elves have like purplish skin. I guess in this one, they just made dark elves look like, African American elves.
I was gonna make a joke about if they made this racist, but they actually did. So
the dark elf is basically like this savage barbarian elf that's wearing like a leopard print outfit.
Bikini thing.
It's just not subtle, and it's racist, and it's horrible. And then they strip her. She strips willingly, actually.
That's even worse.
Is it because she's so savage, she sees no reason to keep clothes on?
No, they have a battle.
Okay, you're both gonna have to speak one at a time.
Yeah.
She challenges a guy to a fight, and she's like, "If you win, I'll strip for you."
Oh.
Oh.
That's how I pick up men at the bar, so what am I doing wrong?
Fight me. If you win, you can come with me.
Yeah, I'll give you a BJ if you win. But you won't.
You won't win. No one has ever defeated me.
I'm lying, I don't do this real. Well, that sounds horrible. I'm not sorry, though.
It doesn't really have that many redeemable qualities to it. Like, I don't know.
Do you think if it was executed better, that
I think
could have been funny, or like could have been taken better, or is it just a bad premise?
They would have to fix a lot of the like plot elements in order to make it better. Like the universe itself could be enjoyable, but the way they went about like putting all the characters in there, they're just not good. It just doesn't. Because
And all
it's
the
just
voice acting is kind of like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like everyone's constantly yelling at each other.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know what? I
the
don't...
dub is really bad. Don't watch the dub.
Also,
Maybe it's better
they're-
in Japanese.
maybe. Also, if they're trapped in a fantasy world, like how come they haven't run out of gas for their tank yet?
Isn't it a sentient tank?
Magic tank.
I seem to remember the tank having a personality of some kind.
Well,
they
there's
didn't-
nothing that really hinted to me that the tank was sentient.
No, they were driving it, so it wasn't driving on its own.
Why am I thinking it was like it had its own thought process and stuff?
Maybe it gets one?
Talk.
Maybe. I don't know. When I watched it, I think I only watched maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes. So, and it left enough of an impact that it hung out the back of my brain until now. So,
Weird.
Well,
Well, I wish you hadn't remembered it.
well,
No.
I'm really happy I remembered it. It sounds like you had a great time, Liam.
I wish I could remember more.
When you talk about Liam having a great time and animes Becca remembers or has seen, it makes me think of what you posted earlier today, which I think we should post to the Facebook page.
Okay, when this
Let's do it.
episode goes up, I will share it with the world. Because by then, hopefully, I will have given it to somebody to watch. Surprise, surprise! Sorry, listeners. So do you have final thoughts on this? Are there any
Don't
redeeming?
watch it.
Are there
It's
any
not worth your
redeeming?
time. It's like, it uses really crude humor, but like not the good kind of crude humor. Like the crude humor that's sexist and racist.
So,
And just, it needs to just be buried and forgotten about.
in regards
Just like
to
really
Liam's,
boring, crude humor.
in regards to Liam's hate meter for anime, where is it from like 0 to School Days?
Yeah.
This is a good question.
Nothing was compared to AIDS today, so I feel like it's lower.
No.
You know, it's like, I'm not gonna say it's better than AIDS, but maybe the same level.
Oh.
I was
Wow.
more annoyed watching Super Milk Chan, so
Ah,
like I wouldn't
that
say
was fucking
Super
annoying,
Milk
thanks,
Chan
Ray.
like isn't as
You're
bad as
welcome.
this, but I was more annoyed watching Super Milk Chan. This isn't as bad as School Days. It hasn't broken the School Days cherry yet.
See, I don't know. I still think that you gave School Days too hard of a ribbing for how poor it was.
Maybe it's because it was just shock because that was like early into the podcast, and I just
Are you not into the
I don't know.
podcast now,
Some people on the
Liam?
internet probably agree with you.
I think, yeah.
The first 3 episodes of School Days, though, they were just boring.
I wish I had watched like the last 3 just so I could see that juicy murder and incest.
Well, maybe that can work its way into our
Dun.
super secret project that we were talking about last episode.
Ah, yes, wink wink.
But I don't want to watch it again.
Liam was but no.
But the last 3 episodes rather than the first 3 episodes.
You know what? This is a conversation for off the air.
Okay, sounds good. I'm sure we can convince you.
Veda, what are
Alright,
your thoughts?
Last thoughts.
I honestly didn't think it was like, I don't know, whatever. When I was watching it, I didn't find it to be that horrible of an anime. It just wasn't good either.
I do
Like,
have a tendency
the dub
to
is just
exaggerate.
bad. The script writing, it's okay. So do I. The script writing was awful, especially for the English one, and so
Show us your
I would
birthday
just.
suit.
There was an X-Files reference at one point out of nowhere for
That's kinda
no
cool.
reason. It was like, why? I remember one line though being really bad. It was just stupidly placed. There was when the fish pirates are attacking this town,
No, but yes.
and they grab this little kid as a hostage or whatever, and they're like, oh, you better save this little kid or he'll be sleeping with us tonight.
Oh.
Because they're like half fish pirates, but I was like, that just
They mean sleeping with the fishes, but really, they mean
but
sleeping
they're
with the
they're
fishes.
like
What?
these old fish pirate men. It was creepy.
There's a darker level to that joke.
That's
and
what
I
I'm
say
saying.
joke loosely. Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah,
putting down, Leah.
Yeah.
Uh,
exactly. It's that's
rapey-
why I remembered it because I was like, that was just wrong.
rapey fishes.
Yeah.
Rapey fish. that and they, like, even if it was better dubbed, like, the story is like, kind of boring. If they don't explain anything that's happening, especially in the first 3 episodes. You're just sort of like, yep, there are these people. Everybody kind of knows who they are, but they kind of don't, because they go around not in disguise. I don't know.
Which elf are we gonna strip this week?
Yeah, and it's basically like a villain of the day, but instead of a villain, it's like the victim of the day. So they have their elf lady that they're going to strip, and then it moves to a different city or whatever. And there's another elf lady they're going to strip.
If I recall correctly, of
great.
the 3 people there, only one of them's actually male, isn't it? The other 2 are women?
Yes. I think so.
I feel like that's an interesting dynamic considering what's happening in the show, but...
Maybe it's because they have to do that so it wouldn't seem too rapey. It's like they could get away with it. Because 2 of the 3 were women.
Maybe.
The male has most of the dialogue, I would say.
I
say the women are a safety net. They're like a social safety net.
Yeah.
He screams the most.
Well, everyone knows the person that screams the loudest is the best talker.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's my life motto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
God.
We'll do this off air, Liam. We'll save everyone.
You can fight later.
I'll fight you later.
Yeah, anyway, most about this show, for the most part, it was just really lame and bad and boring and not worth anyone's time. So no, I wouldn't keep watching, and I don't recommend it to anybody.
Well, at least...
Would not bang.
At least the bad anime was legitimately bad. I feel like, job well done. High five, Becca.
Yeah, good job. Hope you're happy.
I am.
And the good anime was really good.
Yeah, which is even better. Especially because we got to watch it.
Woo!
Suck it.
You followed the formula, Becca.
Yeah, to a T. Average. Excellent. Well, should we move on to drawing? Are there any last thoughts, is what I should say?
No.
I'm good.
This was an oddly smooth episode that I feel wasn't that long.
Yeah.
It was very short.
Yeah. Konosuba's great. Those Who Hunt Elves, pretty bad. Not good.
You're welcome for the short episode. Now go listen to the other ones if you haven't already.
To the long ones.
Especially the next episode, because it's a special one.
Special.
Also, there's an extra special episode coming out soon. I think it's hard to do these time travel podcast things.
We'll plug it at the end, Liam. We'll plug it at the end.
But
later.
I won't plug it now. Okay,
No, do it later.
That was the pre-plug. I was just lubing them up.
Okay. Just warm them up for us.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Pre-plug.
It's a pre-plug lubing.
Guys.
I'm so good at words.
Alright, so we're drawing for the special episode. If you're a long-time listener, you'll know that every 7th episode we try to kind of mix it up a little bit to keep ourselves from getting bored. And one person gets a chance to kind of like drive the episode in a different direction than just watching a good and a bad anime. Liam and I have both had our special episodes. Liam did Ghost in the Shell, and that's episode 7. And I did... Oh, fuck, what did I do?
You did the Marvel Madness thing.
Oh, yeah, Marvel Madness. That would be episode 14. So, Leah and Veda, which one of you wants to draw first? Very special.
Veda does.
Okay, I do.
Alright. So only 2 marbles in the can. Veda got the red marble.
Woo!
So Veda is the special. Excellent.
Yeah, well, they saved the most special snowflakes for last.
This is just so you know, you can see all our cards and play, like, the best anime episode.
Yeah.
It's just more time to plan, more time to ponder. Alright, so those episodes,
super special.
We usually don't tell you what we're watching until the week of, so you don't even get to know what's coming up. No preview for you, listener, but I think Liam wants to tell you about something right now.
Super special.
Well, soon there'll be an extra secret special episode, and you'll be able to pay what is probably going to be $1 to get access to secret episode, possibly more dollars for more goodies. And it'll be a good time, and it will be very not safe for work.
It's definitely something...
And it'll be worth more than $1 in your heart.
This is
to us, you might... I feel like I need to save up to buy myself new eyeballs.
Oh yeah, God.
To clarify,
Hopefully a dollar
It's gonna be on
can buy
some
that.
lists.
Hopefully a quarter is enough for that.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
clarify, the money goes towards our production costs because it costs money and we're cheap, / some of us are unemployed, and we want to keep doing this for you, but, you know.
It goes towards
we don't
buying
have
our
money.
body pillows for when we're really lonely.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put that in a special episode. Just saying.
We'll introduce our waifus.
Yeah.
My waifu.
My waifu's name's Megami.
It's, let's just think of Archer.
Yes. Konnichiwa. Last thing to add about the special episode is it's definitely something that people have been asking us to do. And by people, I mean one person, and by one person, I mean Liam's cousin. So, if nothing else, Liam's cousin
There's 2 people that have asked me about it, actually.
Okay, so we've had more than one person ask us to do this episode, so it's obviously highly sought after, and it will be very special.
And if anything, it's actually been a little bit inevitable since we started this podcast.
Yes, it's been
Maybe
coming.
we can give some background to the episode
for us. Maybe we can find our old episodes and root up some of that information.
We'll just do the part where we picked it.
Only the dedicated listeners may guess this, but anyway, that's about it.
Yeah.
We will
Let's
stop
keep the reveals at that for now.
If you're not a dedicated listener, go back and listen to everything, then you'll have all the hints.
Yeah.
All the episodes.
That's it.
Like us on Facebook. Occasionally we post things there. We tend to keep our posts fairly low because we understand that your feed is full of people telling you about the babies they're having, or who they're marrying, or how much they love their boyfriend. So we try not to be too invasive there, but...
Yeah, that's totally why we don't post.
Yeah.
Comment on our
Yeah,
post.
exactly.
Yeah. The more you comment, the more we post. That's how it works. So, if you like the lack of posts, then, don't comment, I guess. Horrible.
Listener, please notice me.
Listener, please notice me.
Beta
Senpai.
said at the beginning of the episode she just wants Senpai to notice her.
I just need senpai.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Notice
good night,
her, senpai.
listeners. Good night.
Farewell.
Or day.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Bye. Does someone want to count me in?
3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back, listeners. This is our fuck.
Let's start again.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh, we gotta keep that.
Yo.
This is everybody, and now the podcast can start. Enjoy the trip. I'll start again. God damn it!
My
Every
name's
time.
Liam.
My
We're
name's
starting
Liam. I'll put it at the
Wow.
end of the episode.
Okay,
There's a
Becca.
couple podcasts I listen to where at the end of the episode they have like the first 10 minutes of their pre-ramble.
Every now and then I throw something at the end of the episode after like the music out and stuff
Really?
to see if
Oh, so
anybody
fun.
notices.
I think I remember seeing that one once.
Yeah, I think there's only like one or two that have something after the music. Anyway.
Alright, Becca, you're gonna enjoy my weeaboo countdown, okay?
Weeaboos!
Oh, go for it.